It's that time of year again when the leaves start to change color, the air becomes crisp, and Halloween decorations start popping up in stores. It can only mean one thing. It's time for a list of the best horror movies of all time. In this video, we will count down our picks for the top 10 horror movies of all time. These films are sure to give you nightmares. But before that, make sure to subscribe to us for more videos and tap the bell icon to get notified with every new video from us. So let's dive into the video. Number 10. The Babadook. The Babadook is a creepy horror film, particularly if you like psychological horror. Amelia, a troubled widow and single mother raising her 6-year-old son Samuel, stars in the film. Samuel is obsessed with a fictitious monster he believes lives beneath his bed. The Babadook is a disturbing film metaphor for loss and depression. The film Babadook explores how parents can resent their children and how people can feed their inner demons. Number 9. The Bride of Frankenstein. Frankenstein was one of the first horror novels written, and it is still regarded as one of the best. It's also the first science fiction novel ever written. The Bride of Frankenstein is widely considered to be one of the best horror films ever made. The film contains allusions to homosexuality, sacrilege, and necrophilia. When the film first came out, most people didn't notice the hints. Number 8. Psycho. Psycho is regarded as Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, which says a lot when one considers Hitchcock's illustrious career. Psycho influenced the development of the slasher genre. Many slasher films are excellent, but few can match Psycho in terms of pure creepiness. The film manages to be both profound and straightforward. The infamous shower scene is the most talked about scene in Psycho, and possibly the most famous scene in film history, but there are other great scenes in Psycho, such as the climactic basement scene and the parlor scene. The parlor scene consists of more than just a set and casual conversation. There's a lot going on beneath the surface. Number 7. King Kong. King Kong is the most famous ape in the world. Although the special effects appear cheesy by today's standards, they were considered cutting edge at the time of release. Although King Kong is an old film, it is still relevant today. King Kong was released during the worst period of the Great Depression and depicts two very different jungles: Kong's jungle and the jungle of New York City. King Kong is the king of his jungle, but he is no match for the evil and greed in the hearts of men in New York City who only want to exploit him. According to King Kong, the beast was killed by beauty. In today's world, what is the beauty and what is the beast? Number 6. Nosferatu. Eine Symphonie des Grauens. Nosferatu has always been a creepy film with an unusual backstory. It's still creepy today, if not creepier. The grainy black and white and the eerie alien-looking vampire are both frightening. Nosferatu is not the sexy, cool vampire that would become popular in later films. Nosferatu is one of the most influential vampire films of all time. It even influenced the creepy appearance of the vampires in Stephen King's novel Salem's Lot. Shadow of the Vampire is a film about the making of Nosferatu and the strange things that happened on the set. The way Max Schreck portrays a vampire in Nosferatu is a significant difference between modern vampire films and Nosferatu. He portrays the vampire as a creepy animal-like monster rather than a cool elite or charming vampire. To get the most out of this strange, classic, and essential silent film, watch it alone with the lights turned off. Number 5. The Invisible Man. Most Invisible Man films are bad. They certainly do. The Invisible Man is a difficult character to portray correctly. Because of the brilliant choice to focus on domestic violence and a stalker antagonist, which raises the stakes, the 2020 Invisible Man is the second best film about this character. The classic 1933 version is without a doubt the best. Something about Claude Rains' voice and physicality as the Invisible Man elevates this version above the rest. Number 4. A Quiet Place. The success of A Quiet Place surprised everyone. It's an effective horror film, thanks in part to its inventive sound design. Everyone has had the experience of being afraid to be quiet in a situation, whether it was something as simple as having to be quiet at the library or something far more sinister. A Quiet Place effectively uses fear to create tension in the audience. It draws them in quietly and will not let them go. John Krasinski's directorial debut was spectacular. Number 3. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari established the standard for all horror films that followed. Today, it's a fun film to watch for film history or nostalgia. This is a key work of German expressionism, with a sinister hypnotist and a bizarre murder plot. It may not be as frightening to modern audiences, but it is fascinating to see how much the horror genre has remained the same and how much it has changed. This film continues to have an undeniable influence to this day. Number 2. Get Out. Get Out is a horror film that tackles racism in a way that no other horror film has. It's a multi-layered film with something to say about stereotypes, racism, and white supremacy on each level. Is it, however, frightening? It is, indeed. Get Out was a massive hit that struck a mainstream chord, eventually winning an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. Number 1. U.S. When it comes to the best horror movies ever made, director Jordan Peele dominates the top 2 spots on Rotten Tomatoes, according to critics. Another horror film that questions Americana, U.S. is about what lies beneath and the darkness within. Get Out addressed racism, and U.S. does as well, while also addressing class and the mirror self. The ending of U.S. is the most disturbing part of the film. Those are the top 10 horror movies of all time. Hope you enjoy it. If so, make sure to subscribe to us for more videos and tap the bell icon to get notified with every new video from us. See you in the next video.